Hello, Drakmeire here. Well, it's official, I'm back. I'm just as shocked as you are, but I'd like to thank Screw Attack for my massive amount of views on my last video. Last time I checked, it was like 2,500 and something, and YouTube, thank you for actually noticing I exist. Good job, guys. Anyway, back to my absence. I really don't have much of an excuse for it. I guess the only ones would be that I ran out of original ideas, and I also started building anime weapons in my spare time. And, well, that's pretty much it. This video is going to be a bit different now. I'm kind of sick of top 10 lists, so I figured I'm going to review a bunch of games that I've played recently. I hope you enjoyed the change of pace.
Whatever happened to the heroes? No more heroes anymore. No more heroes anymore.
My first review is No More Heroes 2: Desperate Struggle. This might be hard to review, seeing as I'm a huge fan of the series. How huge a fan? That's how huge a fan. In fact, I can still name all the UAA assassins from the first game. Helter Skelter, Death Metal, Dr. P, Shinobu, Destroy Man, Holly Summers, Les Shake, Harvey Moisowitz, Verdolski, Speedbuster, Batgirl, and Darkstar. That felt good. Actually, what made the first game so great is that when it came out, you really didn't know what to expect, and it just blew you away because of that. This one, you kind of know what to expect, and sure, it's still great, it just doesn't feel any better than the first one. It's kind of hard to explain, I'm not that good at reviews, so I'm just going to turn it into a segment I like to call Good News, Bad News. Good news, the pointless open world aspect of the first game has been completely gotten rid of, making the game feel much more streamlined. Bad news, now after you beat the game there's not a whole lot to do, and the game feels like it went by way too fast. Good news, you can now play as Shinobu and Henry. Bad news, Shinobu's jumping ability is ludicrously frustrating, and Henry is only playable for one boss fight. Good news, the Sheppel Tiger is back. Bad news, it handles like a shopping cart on a unicycle. But the highest point in the game has to be the final boss fight. I really don't want to spoil it, but I'm just going to say imagine this, and this, all put into a blender and injected with a Charles Manson level of insanity, and that's the final boss fight. It's truly unbelievable and one of the greatest things I've played in a long time. And I guess in the end, if you love the first game, you're going to at least like this one. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, just with a bit more crazy in it. Okay, on to the next review, I guess.
I'm in love with my lost, burning angel wings to dust. I wish I had your angel tonight.
Bayonetta is the latest game by the Devil May Cry creator, whose name I won't even try to pronounce, and it stars Bayonetta, the latest member of the Jessica Rabbit Club for animated female characters whose body type simply cannot exist in reality. Well, I suppose that's being a bit harsh. Let me do the math. Okay, ladies, if you want Bayonetta's body type, you would have to roughly be 7'6" and weigh 162 pounds. Good luck with that. As for the storyline, okay, I played through the game like twice, and I still have no idea what's really going on, so it's really all about the gameplay, which is basically, Devil May Cry on backwards, where the main enemies are angels instead of demons. And really, there was no controversy behind this. I mean, I looked around for it, and the only controversy I could find was that Bayonetta's body was sexist. Like, really, is there anything new in games? Have you played a Team Ninja game recently? Oh my god, that girl's body can't exist in reality, we must panic! I mean, really, there were no Christian groups freaking out about the main character just murdering angels all the time. I guess a few Satanists may have been pissed off at Devil May Cry, but I don't know. But if there's anything that makes you feel especially guilty for killing angels, it has to be the enemy logbook. I swear, one of the descriptions said, this angel is in charge of miracles such as answering prayers and healing the sick. Yep, and I just shot it in the face with a high-heeled shotgun and kicked it into an Iron Maiden. I'm such a monster. Anyway, back to the gameplay. It's always challenging but never frustrating. Even the escort missions aren't that bad. With the exception of this one where I was supposed to be protecting a little girl and I accidentally left her underwater, and apparently children have a hard time breathing underwater and she drowned. Babysitter of the Year award for me. But the one reason to buy this game above the gameplay, epic bosses, and replay value has to be the references to Platinum's other games. Several examples of this would be the merchant actually lets out a "what are you buying?" every once in a while. Another example is the character Luca, while pleading for his life, mentions several women that would miss him. The ones he names specifically are Trish, Claire, Sylvia, and Amy. Let me say that again. Trish, Claire, Sylvia, and Amy. Okay, now that's fan service, but really that pales in comparison to one simple phrase. Henson a go-go, baby!
Henson a go-go, baby!
Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days is not only an extremely confusing title for a game, but also a betweenquel to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts 2. Wait, betweenquel, is that even a thing? Okay, well it should be, I'm adding that to my dictionary right now. The game basically feels like a love letter to every single fan of Organization 13, which makes this reviewer very happy. The storyline follows Roxas, who is way cooler than Sora, I might add, as he works for Organization 13, and strangely for a Square Enix game, the storyline is surprisingly weak, with the first 90% feeling very slow and uneventful, but you soon realize it's all been a build-up for the final climactic boss battle, which is truly epic, and will leave you feeling extremely satisfied. The controls are good, but take a bit of getting used to. But by far, the best part of the game has to be the multiplayer mission mode, in which you and up to 3 friends can play through pretty much the entire game as every single member of Organization 13, as well as a few unlockable characters. Now, if you're anything like me, that sentence sounded like blah 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 blah. You can play as Demix throughout pretty much the entire game! Oh, finally, yes! The game offers an incredible amount of replay value thanks not only to the multiplayer, but also a challenge mode. It should take you upwards of 40 hours to unlock everything. The single player is a lot of fun, but the multiplayer is really what keeps you coming back. So buy a copy and force all your friends to buy a copy, and you should have a blast.
I'm sorry I'm bad, I'm sorry I'm Bill, I'm sorry about all the things I said to you, and I know I can't take it back. I love how you kiss, I love all your sounds, the